Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit, by the way, to move on to 2-0 for this season so far to this point. They have a tie lead for the NFC South right now with the New Orleans Saints, who have looked very impressive in their own right, but in my opinion, I feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just made a statement, not just to the rest of the NFC South, not just to the NFC, but to the NFL as a whole. And I want to talk about why today. Number one, you went into Detroit and you beat the Lions. I can't really understate how, or I can't really, yeah, it's not, this isn't an understatement to say, like, yes, this is a huge, monumental win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You beat the team that eliminated you from the playoffs last year. You beat the team that beat you in the regular season last year. That alone would already be a good thing, right? But even taking that aside, you beat a good Detroit Lions team. This is a Detroit Lions team that going into this upcoming season, people were raving about, understandably so. Yes, the Buccaneers won against the Lions. Detroit is still a good football team. I still expect them to make the playoffs this year. I still expect them to win the NFC North. I still expect them to go deep into the playoffs this upcoming season. Whenever you look at the hierarchy of the NFC as a whole right now, going into this year, a lot of people had the Lions either at number 2 behind the San Francisco 49ers or at number 1. It was actually a pretty hot pick for the NFC representative in this year's upcoming Super Bowl, and the Bucs just beat that team. And it wasn't a flashy win under any circumstances. The final score was 20-16, for goodness sake. But I feel like the statement here starts with the Bucs can beat good teams. And that's something we saw in moments last year. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, a playoff team last year. I think they were a playoff team last year. You beat the Green Bay Packers, a playoff team last year. Like, you beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, you could beat good teams last year, right? But there was still a lot of doubt surrounding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into this upcoming season. Could they win in NFC South, where the Saints might have improved and the Falcons definitely improved? And the Bucs didn't bring in a lot of new faces, but they did retain a lot of their core pieces. But they lost Dave Canales to the Carolina Panthers. Liam Coenger, new offensive coordinator. A lot of people were a bit down on the Bucs. And especially in a game like this, heck, even myself included, I had the Buccaneers losing this game. I'm happy to be wrong, by the way. It would be a disservice, though, if I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning every single game in a season, okay? It's just impossible to say your team's going to go 17-0 every single year, okay? That's just not, it's not realistic. And I'd be doing a disservice as a content creator and as an analyst. But this was a game, point being, that a lot of people had the Bucs losing because the Detroit Lions are a really good football team. And not only did you go out there and win, you won against a lot of circumstances going against you. You didn't have Antoine Winfield Jr. You didn't have Vita Vea for the second half of this football game. You didn't have star defensive lineman Kalijah Cansey. You got rid of Carlton Davis and had Zion McCollum in that mix. You got rid of Devin White, had KJ Britt and Servassier Dennis in that mix now. You did bring back Jordan Whitehead, which phenomenal addition. I'll probably talk about him in a separate video. But on the offensive side of things, you lost Dave Canales, this person who revived Baker Mayfield's career here in Tampa Bay, and you have Liam Cohen. How was that going to turn out, right? Against good teams. Yes, you can beat the Washington Commanders, and we talked about how that was such an impressive win, but how would you look against these good teams? Well, we saw the Bucs, despite injuries, despite doubt, despite a new offensive coordinator and the old offense coordinator going off to be a head coach of another football team, that they can still come together as a football team. They can fight and they can win. Even if they may have had some luck on their side, even if they may have had some opportunities go their way, even if they didn't have opportunities go their way in terms of players getting injured, they still found ways to win this football game. And that is what good teams do. Whenever the chips are down, whenever players are hurt, other guys step up. Whenever some opportunities go your way, maybe some opportunities don't go your way, you take advantage or you overcome. and you still find ways to win. The Bucs proved that in this game. That's another big part of this statement. Not only did the Bucs prove that they can win against really good football teams, some of the top football teams in the league, but you also proved that if mistakes do happen or if players do go out, you can still hang on and you can still be competitive and you can still win. This is one of those wins where I can't state it enough. This is a statement win. This is one of those victories early on in a season that can define the early portion, if not the entirety of your season. I really do believe that. This could very well be a win that ignites the Bucs as a football team, where they say, whoa, we're pretty legit here. We can be one of the best teams in the NFC. Why not? We were almost to the NFC Championship game last year, and this can be a win that fuels and motivates you throughout a first half of a season, if not an entire season. So I can't state that enough, man. The Buccaneers made a statement here, a big statement, and I think that people are going to start to pay more attention to the Bucs moving forward, as they should, by the way. I'm happy to see it. There's so many people I want to give credit to. We'll probably talk about those in separate videos, but I did want to make this video to say and really focus on how huge of a win this is for the Bucs. This proves that you can beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, like the Philadelphia Eagles in a couple of weeks, like the Baltimore Ravens in a few weeks. You can beat good teams. You can. And I remember there's been so many years where if the Bucs were in a similar situation, they find ways to lose, right? But now the reverse has happened. And it's been a change that has happened over the course of a few years with this team, really since 2019, where the team has slowly been developing more of this, I don't want to say style, for lack of a better word, that's the word that comes to mind, but really this identity of, we are going to be a scrappy team, we are going to be a team that can hang, and we are going to be a team that can compete. It's almost like an NFC version of the Pittsburgh Steelers in my mind, right? Are they going to be some of the flashiest wins in the world? No, but they can win, and they can win against the good teams, and that's what matters, man. So, again, a great win by Tampa Bay here, a great win by the Bucs. I'm happy to see it. It was an absolute delight and pleasure to watch, and people should be excited about this win. This win should be celebrated, more so than the Washington Commanders win. This win matters so much, I think, to this season right now, to the momentum for this football team. It cannot be stated enough how important that is. So, folks, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this win down in the comment section below. Let me know what you feel the statement has been made by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what you feel like that statement may be. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. Go Bucs.